Hello everyone, I'm Trey Hines and this is my presentation on the current trends on the business side of MLS. The picture here in the background is of the 2018 MLS Cup final where Atlanta United defeated the Portland Timbers 2-0 and set the MLS all-time attendance record of 73,019, and the record still holds today. So after researching the current trends in the league, the first key trend is having the goal of expanding the league to 30 teams. The next one is continuing to make good sponsorships that were used during the pandemic and limited capacity crowds. As a trend that's beginning to bring in lots of revenue. Increasing the value of kit or jersey sponsorships has started to be another key place for additional revenue, and not as much emphasis was put on these sponsors in the past. Heavily increasing media rights growth is a huge goal of the MLS. Bringing in new stadiums or renovating the older ones is another trend that we've started to see a lot of in the past few years. We also have started to see many more celebrity, majority, and minority owners that bring in a lot of popularity to teams just based on their name alone. There's also been an increase in overall ticket sales, and we will continue to see an increase in the future. And also, the fan concession experience has been a big factor in the development of the league instead of the standard concession stands that we're used to seeing in the past. The main goal for the future of the MLS is to increase the league's value and popularity across the country and to eventually compete with the top European leagues. But the main short-term goal is expanding the league to 30 teams. MLS Commissioner Don Garber said, right now our focus is very much on finalizing a great partner and a great market with a great facility for our 30th team. Currently there are 27 teams in the league, with Austin FC joining this past season. Next season, Charlotte FC will join the league and will play out of Bank of America Stadium, which is currently home to the Carolina Panthers in the NFL. And in 2023, St. Louis City FC will be joining the league in their own stadium, which will make 29 MLS teams. Sacramento was awarded an MLS team in 2019, which would have been 30, but they were set back because of COVID, and then owner Ron Burkle backed out of the bid because of too much revenue loss. Sacramento is still in the running though, but now Las Vegas, San Diego, Phoenix, and Louisville are all rumored to potentially make a bid as well. In order to fuel the expansion of the league, the MLS is putting a major emphasis on the media rights deal because they feel that their current deal is way below the value that they currently have. A big factor in the growth of the MLS is the increase of these media right deals, and currently the league is trending towards a significant increase. The current media rights deals are packaged with Fox and ESPN for $600 million for 8 years, and a deal with Univision, which is the Spanish commentary channel, worth $120 million for 8 years. The MLS only generates $90 million a year from their media right deals and currently makes less than $100 million in annual rights fees. These deals end in 2022, and MLS Commissioner Don Garber hopes for a huge increase in value of their next deals. He said the TV deals package was upside down compared to all the other leagues. And he's correct in saying this, as the NFL generates about $7 billion from rights packages and the NBA $2.6 billion, which is way above the MLS value. So on their next deals, they're hoping for a huge increase because they can't compete with the top sports leagues in America at the moment with their current contract. The MLS is seeking to also increase their national audience growth instead of just the local markets. They started to do this by moving games back to ABC this season. ABC will broadcast five games this year, which is the most since 1998. Don Garber is confident in the national audience growth and media rights growth because of the young audience of the MLS. He says, we have an audience that delivers something that most properties don't. It's very young, very diverse, and therefore I think our media partners will need us more tomorrow than they have in the past. Tony Ponturo, who is the CEO of Ponturo Management Group, said the MLS should have no problem seeking a decent rights package, as there will be plenty of platforms that are looking for content. A big part of the revenue growth for teams this season and for the future will be the make good assets that were used in 2020 in the pandemic season and that have carried over to this year. These assets include virtual and physical tarps on the seats where there are no fans, virtual goal line carpets on both sides of the net, which you can see in this image on the screen during this New York Red Bulls and Orlando City game. And brands on the left sleeve of the kits, they were not used in the past, just on the front. Because these make good sponsorships, teams were able to make some of their lost revenue back from COVID. The Houston Dynamo retained several $100,000 because of it, and the Philadelphia Union got 86% of their overall sponsorship value back. Those are just two examples of it. As I mentioned on the previous slide, the left sleeve kit sponsor will continue across the league this season and in the future. AT&T is the current left sleeve sponsor of Atlanta United and is shown in the image above in the right corner. The values of these sponsors continues to increase, and we'll see this growth as the league gains more and more popularity and stretches across the national audience. LAFC had the highest valued kit sponsorship on record. It was $6 million per year last season with YouTube TV. They currently don't have the deal anymore, but it still stands as the highest. Right now, a majority of the teams partner with domestic brands, but some teams like New York Red Bulls have partnerships with international brands such as Red Bull, which is actually a company based out of Austria. New franchises in the league also open doors to these international partnerships, and we could be trending towards more of these in the future. Currently, Inter Miami is the only club without a kit sponsor on the front, but they have reportedly agreed to a deal with Qatar Airways that will start next season. NYCFC also has a deal with Etihad Airways, which is from the UAE. New stadiums are a big trend across the MLS as many soccer-specific stadiums are being built. Now it's mandatory for expansion teams to have a soccer-specific stadium or at least be in the process of building one. Currently, out of the 27 teams, there are 20 teams with the soccer-specific stadiums. 3 more are currently being built, which are the Nashville Fairgrounds for Nashville SC, St. Louis City FC Stadium for the St. Louis City team joining in the MLS in 2023, and Rail Yard Stadium, which was for Sacramento Republic FC, but since they pulled their bid away, it's currently on hold. These soccer-specific stadiums are being stressed because the league wants to create that like true soccer feel for the fans and not just feel like they're going to like a normal like sporting event, because they want soccer to be like its own new thing. $6.4 billion has been committed to building stadiums in the US and Canada since 1999. 7 new stadiums have been built in the past 3 years in the MLS. Lower.com Field, which is the new home for the Crew, opened this season. It cost $313.9 million. TQL Stadium, which is the new home of FC Cincinnati, opened this season as well and cost $250 million. And the newest MLS club, Austin FC, now plays in Q2 Stadium, which is brand new and opened, and it cost $216 million. Currently, Bank of America Stadium will be the home of next season's Charlotte FC and is undergoing reservations for the new club. Another big trend that we're seeing in the MLS is the amount of celebrity owners. The MLS is becoming more and more appealing to these owners because of their lower cost compared to other American sports teams and the increasing growth of the league from the past few years. Chiefs star quarterback and former NFL MVP Patrick Mahomes is the latest celebrity to become a minority owner when last week he bought a minority stake in Sporting KC. CEO of Marketing Analytics, Matt Voda, says celebrities choosing to be majority or minority owners in an MLS team is a smart bet because pro soccer appears to reach to a younger fan base, and if it can command the attention of uniquely valuable TV audiences, the TV ad dollars will then flow, and then the franchises will someday fetch record prices too. It's also a lot more affordable choosing to own an MLS team than an NFL, MLB, NBA, or NHL team. The image on the right, or on the left, is a post of the MLS posted on their Instagram this week after Mahomes became part owner of Sporting KC. That was a pretty interesting graphic, kind of having all the celebrity owners in a soccer lineup. A lot of these owners are actually athletes as well, so we could see more of those in the future. An increase in ticket sales. Teams around the league have seen a decline in average attendance over the past couple of seasons, but the league's overall attendance has continued to break its previous record for 6 years running. Obviously, 2020 ticket sales were much lower with no crowds or low capacity crowds, but the league hopes to get back on track starting in 2022 if 100% capacity crowds are all across the league. Currently, the MLS is ranked 6th among world soccer leagues in total attendance, and its numbers are actually competing with the top French league at the moment. The young audience also trends towards an increasing number of ticket sales, which hopefully we will see again after the pandemic. The new expansion teams will also help the overall attendance numbers. So our last trend is fan concession experience, and this is a big part of attracting fans, especially fans that are not known strictly to be soccer fans. Um, it makes their experience more enjoyable and makes like the family atmosphere like having a better time. Trend across the league is making unique concession stands for the fans and moving away from less generic ideas we've seen in the past. One example of this is Austin FC's SeatGeek Rally feature, which allows fans to order their food from an app on their phone and have it delivered to a pickup spot close to their seat, or sometimes even directly to where they're sitting. Um, I'm sure more teams will start to use this in the future, and some of these ideas are being thrown around the league. Atlanta United uses fan first pricing to like really lower the prices on concessions. Minnesota has their own beer surveys to get their fans the beer that they want. And LAFC has the Fields LA, which has award-winning chefs and holds a lot of promotions and is a popular spot during matches. So in conclusion, key points. Again, expansion is a key trend for the MLS. Seeking a big media rights deal after 2022, that'd be a big driver of this expansion. New ad locations and matches increase the revenue, like next to the goal or on the kits. New soccer-specific stadiums are key, and more are being built, and there's been 7 in the past 3 years. Celebrity owners are bringing in more fans. The young audience will also play a huge role in this expansion and growth of the league, and the fan concession experience being unique to the fans in each specific city is also a huge part of it. Then here are the sources, and thank you guys very much.